Good evening, Garden City. I'd like to call to order regular City Council meeting for Monday, September 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Our first order of business is our opening ceremony, which consists of the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for those service members who have given their lives for our country, and also for one of Garden City's own, our K-9 Sergeant Rudy. If everyone would please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Smith, if you take roll, please.
Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dold.
Here.
Councilmember Hughes.
Here.
Councilmember Witt.
Here.
Councilmember King.
Here.
Councilmember Dold.
Here.
Councilmember Karafotis.
Here.
You have a quorum of 7.
Thank you. Item 4 is our approval of the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Monday, September 22nd amended council meeting agenda as presented.
Support. Support for Mayor Pro Tem Dold. Further comments from table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. We do have a recognition today. I will step down to the podium. At this time, I'd like to call Miss Candy Vanderloo. All right, I got it right. From Villa Bakery. And do you want any of the?
Yes.
Come on up. I don't know who they all are. I'm assuming employees. So on behalf of Garden City and the council, we wish to congratulate Villa Bakery on being voted for 2 years in a row the best bakery in Metro Detroit. Congratulations.
Get a good picture. I'm going to pull this forward.
2 years in a row, and they brought us cookies too. Awesome. Okay, I see no one from the state or county. We do have a presentation on Safe Streets for All. Mr. Miller, our DD Community Development Director.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. Tonight we've got a presentation regarding our Safe Streets for All grant that the city received. If you can recall, this was a kind of a consortium grant where we worked with the City of Wayne, City of Inkster, and the City of Westland to seek funds to do a study regarding kind of safe streets and to look at different ways that we'd be able to kind of use this study to leverage for more funds for additional road improvements going forward. And so tonight, representing McKenna Associates is Ashley Jankowski. She's going to give you a short presentation. It'll be up on the screen. And I did want to thank Ashley because she kind of kept a big group all in order over the past many months to keep moving forward with our plan, the time frame, and she really worked hard at that and has got a good presentation put together. Also, later on in the agenda, there is a resolution of support that's referencing kind of this presentation, so we will be able to get there when we get on the agenda for that proposal. All right, thank you. Right.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thanks so much for having me. You might recall I joined you in summer to give a longer overview of this plan. We were able to incorporate a lot of the comments that we got from you all and from the partner cities, and so now we're really excited to share the final plan. I'm going to keep it brief because I hear there might be some football tonight, so I might move quickly, but there's plenty of time for questions at the end as well. As your Community Development Director, Matt Miller, said, this has been a 12-month collaborative planning process between these 4 cities, really trying to understand where are the most dangerous roadways and intersections within Garden City, but then across these 4 cities, and trying to figure out with quantitative data and qualitative data, you know, what we need to do to make those places safer, reduce traffic fatalities, reduce crashes, and just make it an overall easier, better place to be a pedestrian, a driver, a biker, or a public transit rider. Next slide, please. So this funding came out of the bipartisan infrastructure law. It provides up to $5 billion over 5 years to communities all over the country to do this type of planning. And the really cool thing about this pot of funding is that it wants communities to look at transportation safety from a broad, holistic approach. It's not just, hey, we need to design our roads safer. It's how do we understand behavior? How do we understand enforcement? How do we understand these other aspects of transportation safety that can really help this the network work as a whole. And so we use a safe systems approach throughout this entire project that really tries to understand this issue holistically. Next slide, please. And you might be wondering, you know, it's really hard to work with, you know, 4 cities. Why did we do this 4-city partnership? Well, we decided that there were a lot of key nodes that cross across Garden City, Wayne, Inkster, and Westland. So it makes sense to not treat these as isolated cities, but to understand it more as a network of roadways. We've also found that when communities work together, it makes them more competitive for future grant funding. And so, 1, we wanted to solve the problems effectively, but 2, we really wanted to position all of these cities with the best information and the best plan possible to make you eligible for funding down the road. Next slide. And your community development director was one of a giant, I think close to 15-person working group that met monthly for about 12 months across, you know, planning, community development, public safety, parks and rec, economic development, you name it. We had folks in the room from these communities trying to help us understand these transportation issues from those diverse lenses to really, again, get at that holistic lens. So big shout out to Matt Miller, who was a big part of this work as well. Next slide. In addition to meeting monthly, we really prioritize data gathering and listening as part of this process before we even started to think about solutions. Next slide. So we did a ton of quantitative data gathering. We studied 5 years of crash data across these 4 communities to understand, again, where are the most dangerous intersections, where are the roadways, where are those crashes happening, and what types of crashes are they. We also tried to understand from an equity perspective, where are folks most reliant on public transit, where are folks more likely to walk to their destinations, and how can we make sure that we're channeling investments and solutions in a way that makes sense for the types of transportation options that people are using. We paired that with a qualitative data gathering. We looked at a lot of the planning efforts that you've already been doing. We did virtual comment mapping, where we had a map online and folks told us what it was like to be a transit user in your community. We scheduled on-the-ground transit tours where we walked your streets, we drove your streets. We really tried to see, from the perspective of someone on this roadway, what are some of those pain points. We had roundtable conversations with engineers, public works folks, public safety folks, really trying to get at, okay, we know what the problems are, what are the actual barriers to solving those problems, how can we partner within our own communities and across these communities to solve them. And we had informational interviews with folks from the county to understand, okay, here's what's happening at the local level, how can we scale it up? So we did a ton of engagement that led us to really develop some targeted actions that help your city. Next slide. And to get at some of those actions, here are some of just the key takeaways that we'll be addressing with this action plan. 1, Garden City from 2019 to 2023 experienced 2,086 crashes, including 5 fatal crashes and 34 serious or incapacitating injuries. Most crashes were occurring on county and state roads. A lot of crash factors included limited pedestrian and non-motorized safety infrastructure, and we saw some opportunities around bus stops, near neighborhoods, near schools, near your downtown for some improvements that just made it easier to be a pedestrian. And so those were some of the key findings, those key data points that really grounded our work when we developed a strategic action plan for Garden City. Next slide, please. And so all of the dangerous roadways, all of the priorities and visions for the future that we heard from the community and from your staff were used to develop a targeted action plan for Garden City that it identifies specific areas within the city that should receive some investment in terms of transportation safety. We have it organized by how much funding you might need, where you might need, what sources of funding you might be able to go after, what the timelines are for those sources of funding, and just trying to give you a menu of options to try to address some of the most dangerous areas. Next slide. And now that you have this action plan that really starts to get at some of these issues, the idea is that it doesn't stay on a shelf. We want you to make this plan immediately actionable. We want to make sure that Garden City is immediately eligible for funding. And so that leads us to, what happens next. Next slide, please. So we spent a lot of time hearing from communities around what they wanted to hear. We presented the draft. We received comments on that. Tonight, the plan is being considered for adoption, which, as Matt mentioned, we have a resolution to do so. Once we adopt this plan in all 4 cities, the plan now kind of unlocks another bucket of funding through the Safe Streets for All program. This block of funding was for the planning efforts. There's another block of funding for implementation of these planning efforts. And again, now that you have this plan and specific projects and locations for investments, we think you're best positioned to go after some of that funding. Next slide. And in addition to just the Safe Streets for All dollars, we have a long list of other funding opportunities that the city is now eligible for, both at the region, at the state level, whether it's SEMCOG's Planning Assistance Program or Safe Routes to School program through MDOT, you name it. Now that you have this plan, this is the first step, and now you'll be in a good position to apply for those grants. And we also see, yes, you can apply as Garden City as a single entity, but we think there's several key opportunities to continue this partnership, whether it's in this working group capacity or in a smaller capacity moving forward. And I just wanted to call out a couple of those partnership opportunities. Next slide. One would be ensuring safe routes to school. Every single one of these 4 communities identified some challenges with students who walk to school and figuring out, how can we make pedestrian routes easier? How can we make school bus stops safer? How can we make sure that children never have to worry, getting on and off a bus or walking to school or riding their bike to school? And so we think that there could be a unified effort to go after some funding for that type of investment across the 4 communities. Next slide. Similarly, you have a regional bus system that crosses all 4 communities, and across all cities, we saw opportunities to make bus stops more comfortable, a little bit safer, better connected to sidewalk networks, and we think, if we worked as a unit across these 4 cities, maybe there's an opportunity to partner with SMART on some investments just to make sure that it's as easy and equitable as possible to use these transit services. And next slide. And finally, all 4 cities have these really great natural assets and trailways and parks, and wouldn't it be really great and much safer if community members could get access to transportation options that take them from green space to green space, or get them off of busy roadways and instead through getting from city to city in more of these non-motorized trails. So we think there's an opportunity for that as well. Next slide. That's all I have for you. I'm happy to take any questions on the action plan itself. I believe you have seen the final version, and we'll deliver hard copies of the final plan to Matt in case you want to have a physical copy with you. But thanks so much for allowing us to work with your great staff and with the great community members, and we're really proud of this work. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ashley.
Thank you.
Council, does anybody have any questions?
Mayor,
Sure.
Councilmember Karafotis.
how long after everything is approved are you going to start the planning process?
Yeah, so I think our deadline to get the plan sent to the Department of Transportation, it's in October. So we're kind of doing our adoption rounds. You're the 3rd city that has adopted. We still have to go to Inkster. After that time, we submit it to the Department of Transportation. They, approve it, make sure it has all of the qualities, and then you can begin applying for grants. And so I think that would be a discussion with the working group in terms of how we want to go after that next bucket of funding. But, we're willing to work with that working group to identify those strategic opportunities, but hopefully as soon as possible.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you very much, Ashley.
Thank you.
Great presentation.
Thank you, Ashley.
Okay, item 8 is our community events, chili cook-off. Mr. Miller.
Good evening again. So I wanted to talk a little bit. This Saturday's the Garden City Chili Cook-Off Community Event. This event is being presented by the Bocelli Group. They were our lead sponsor for the event, and I wanted to thank them for that sponsorship to help make the event a better event. And I can't wait for it to come on Saturday. So this is what you can see online right now. This is our first slide regarding the chili cook-off. It will be Saturday, September 27th. That's the Saturday, beginning at 9 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, the beginning of it is a pancake breakfast. So that's the next slide, I believe. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the pancake breakfast because it's Pancakes for a Cause. Actually, we're working together with the Kiwanis, the Rotary, and the Lions Club to have the pancake breakfast from 9 until 12, and all the proceeds from that will go to the Straight Farmhouse for the building of the pavilion there next to the Straight Farmhouse and the vacant land between that and the Oddfellows Hall. Also, the lead sponsor for the pancake breakfast is All Phases Ceilings and Carpentry. They are the lead sponsor for the pancake breakfast, so that it helps they're covering the cost for all of the material and all of the food and everything, so we'll be able to take all of the proceeds really from the event and put it towards the pavilion. So I'm really happy about that. And of course, we'll all be ready to eat pancakes. I'm hoping that we'll have a good flipper right there, I see, and but we'll be ready to have pancakes for all. And again, I thought it was a great opportunity that all these groups wanted to do it, and then we were able to partnership with them to have it a real a good kickoff to the Chili Cook-Off Day. So And then I want to go through the schedule, which is the next slide, and I kind of read along because I don't want to miss anything. So beginning at 9, we've got the car and motorcycle show registration, and then also from 9 till 3, we're going to have kind of the Touch-A-Truck, the police department open house, fire department open house, DPW Touch-A-Truck, and also the Working Man Tree Services coming to join us on Central Street to have all of their things they use for trimming trees and the bucket and all of that. All of these open houses will take place on Central, kind of right behind the mini golf and kind of behind the event tent during the pancake breakfast, and it'll also be kind of coordinated with the children's activities also and the mini golf. Sorry. 11 o'clock, the beer tent will open, and we will start the ticket sales for that. Beginning also, probably about 11:30, 11:45, you can purchase the chili tickets so that you can purchase chili and start tasting all the delicious varieties. And then the chili tent will open at noon. All of the children's activities will be going on all afternoon until about 4. And then after that, we're going to have, of course, the opening ceremonies, the national anthem, judging of the chili, and then after all of that, we've got the bands and the beer tent will open. At 12:30 is the cornhole tournament. That begins also. And at 4 o'clock is the award ceremony where we select the the best chili, the best cars, and the best motorcycles. So again, just a quick rundown of the event and the schedule. One of the things I did want to bring out was that we are going to have a shuttle service sponsored by Macon Transit. They'll be doing pickup at the high school and City Hall, and then bringing you down to the event space. So if parking is a little crowded there, we will have plenty of parking at the high school. We've coordinated with them, and at City Hall. So please take advantage of that. It will be free parking and shuttle service for the event. Then we also, we do need volunteers. For the last couple weeks, we've been asking for volunteers, and there is a way to sign up. You can enter a team, or you can go online and volunteer that way. We're looking for all the volunteers we can get. Some of it includes, of course, serving beer, general cleanup, and then just assistance as we need that. So please, if you have any time available that day, please volunteer to help us make the event a better event. Then the next slide, I believe, is food vendors. We have a fair amount of food vendors. So on top of chili, kind of going in coordination with that, we do have a lot of food vendors that are going to be there also. So you can kind of, when you're hanging out at the tent and having beer or a drink, you can then also get something really good to eat also on top of just chili. So it's kind of an all day of eating. I think it's a good day. So starting with pancakes, ending with lots of treats. But I want to highlight that Shindig Eats, Frosty Bees Refreshments, Detroit Mini Donut will be there, the Custard Hut, Chubb Smokehouse, Snow Biz Delight, Go Time, it's a curbside canteen, and that's a modern Mediterranean and fusion food, Brome Modern Eatery, that's burgers and salads, and then Saucer Detroit, and that's a special wood-fired pizza vendor will be there. And also Fatma's Bakery, it's not on the list, they're going to be there also, and they're going to be doing warm bread and things like that there. So come hungry on Saturday. And then I did want to just call out, we have 12 chili teams all competing for the event, and you can see all of those. We want to thank all the teams because it is a large commitment, and that I think they enjoy it. We enjoy having them. So we have 12 chili teams signed up for the day. And then finally, I did want to thank the sponsors also, because without them, it would not be possible, and we've listed all those, but I'll read them too. All Faces Ceiling Carpentry, Hennessy Engineers, Incorporate Graphics, Rockstars 2.0, Garden City Jewelry Coin, Garden City Pawn, the GCYAA, King Cone, Macon Transit Commission, PKSA Karate, J&J Taxes and More, West Winkle Bakery, Sports Venue, Garden City Hospital, and the Garden City Business Alliance are all sponsors for this year's event. And again, we thank all of our sponsors because it does help make it a good event for the community. And I encourage everyone to come out and come hungry on Saturday, September 27th. Thank you.
Thank you. You did forget to mention that we will have the mobile Secretary of State office
Yes,
out
the
there
mobile,
also.
yes, I'm sorry, the mobile Secretary of State too will be there too. Thank you.
A little more before the state shuts down.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, item 10 is our public hearing for a proposed ordinance amendment. Mr. Miller.
Good evening again. So this is a public hearing to amend Chapter 124 of our ordinances, and this is the adult use marijuana establishment authorization and licensing ordinance. And as you can recall, we adopted the ordinance about 6 months ago, and as we've adopted and the first business has gone into place and they're working on kind of adapting to our rules, and we're kind of working to adapt to their customer base and what they need. And so our ordinance initially did not permit anything to occur outside of the structure. And so that meant all operations would be done inside. And they have found that they have a need to where they would service people in the parking lot. So it would be parking spaces, and you would get a code from them. They would say you're in parking space number 1, and then they will bring out the merchandise to you there. And our ordinance prohibited that. But with this ordinance and the amendment to it, it would permit an outside use such as that. That would be the delivery to the vehicle in the assigned parking space. So that's what the public hearing is for this evening, and it is only to amend Chapter 124, which is kind of outside of zoning. If you can recall, when we adopted the ordinance, we kind of did two. We did kind of a licensing, and then we did a zoning, 2 sections of the ordinance. It doesn't affect the zoning section. This requirement was only in our licensing section, Chapter 124. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
At this time, I will open the public hearing for public comments. Anybody wishing to speak on this proposal? I'll ask again. Anybody wishing to speak on this proposal? Okay, I will close the public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Okay, item 11 is our consent agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A 1 through 5 as presented.
Support.
Report from Councilmember Hughes. Discussion from table? From public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. On to action items. Item 1 is the proposed ordinance that we just had the public hearing on. We already discussed it. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion for the ordinance amendment, Chapter 124.70, adult use marijuana establishment of authorization and licensing.
Support from Mayor Pro Tem Dold. Comments from table.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
I just have a question for Mr. Miller. He knows the answer. So basically, this is just curbside.
Yes.
The cities around us all have that?
Yes.
And do they have to go through the same procedures, like when you go in? Don't they have to give their license and that kind of stuff?
I assume so. I don't know 100%, but I think when they explain the process, I assume they do that when they're ordering it online. And then I think when they bring it out, they also have to verify who's present and what they give it, who they give it to.
Okay,
Right.
thanks.
Okay, I do have one comment. For the residents that don't know, this is just to bring what they're buying, they order online, they get it in their car, they still can't use it out there. It's the same ordinance that way. It's just a function of they're allowed to bring it to the car at the curbside. And I know in other cities, when they bring it out, they do have to show ID that they are who they say they are when they get it. So it's basically the same as going in, other than bringing it to your car.
Okay.
Any further comments from table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Item 2 is the Safe Streets for All Unified Action Plan.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Safe Streets for All United Safety Action Plan resolution as presented with the goal of eliminating transportation fatalities and serious injuries in the city of Garden City.
Support.
Or from Councilmember King. Discussion from table. From the public. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Item 3 is a lot split at 32000 Ford Road. Mr. Miller.
Good evening again.
Getting a lot of TV time.
Yes. Good evening again, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. This is a lot split that is before you at, I wanted to say Stu Evans Lincoln Mercury, I'm sorry, for Metropolitan Lincoln Mercury, the same property. And what they're doing is they're kind of creating 3 separate parcels of that. It used to be about a 14-acre parcel, and they're splitting off the east parcel where the used car lot was, and then also the west parcel, which is about 2.6 acres. They're hoping for future development on that west 2.6 acres. They're going to leave it contain the 10 acres in the middle, and then also sell off that east portion to the used car sales there. As we've been going along and working with this lot split, also we've been working to establish each of those lots as their own, so separate water, easements, things like that. And so those are all in place, and it has met all the requirements for the lot split. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Well, motion is in order first.
Mayor,
Councilmember King.
I move to approve lot split 32,000 Ford Road, parcel 35-04-99-0026-300.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Karafotis. Further comments from table.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
I think this is a great idea. I think this is exactly what that property needed, and I think it's going to be able to be developed because nobody wants all of that property.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
the back portion, that was the warehouses, that's filled with like tenants now, right? When we did that change before?
They're working on continuing to fill it. It's not fully
Okay.
full, but the rezoning did help kind of bring that industrial section, the industrial line kind of further south. So
Okay.
that portion is, but they're still working on the front, and I just don't know if they've identified a user, but I think this will help. It will help with the development of all of it, I think, when they're able to get rid of kind of the wings and then focus on the middle.
It'll be nice to see something there.
Yes, yes.
Further comments? Councilmember Hughes.
Just, I wanted to draw attention to parcel number 2. It was originally zoned for commercial and industrial, and it's being changed to general business. Is that correct?
That occurred already.
Oh, that's
That
okay.
occurred already, yes.
Thank you.
Further comments? From the public.
I have a comment.
Go ahead. Please step up to the microphone.
I grew up in Wayne, and my dad is a retiree of the Wayne Assembly Plant on Michigan Ave. So I know that that has been empty for years, and the things that they have found in that empty section over the years. So I think it's a great idea to see something done with that parking lot and that entire area. It'll be great for the community.
Yep, thank you. Further comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Item 4 is lot split on 30427 Elmwood. Mr. Smith.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I figured I could help out and take a little TV time away from Mr. Miller. So this one is a lot split between 30427 Elmwood and a parcel that is currently vacant on Henry Ruff. The proposed split would split the southern 69 feet off of 30427 Elmwood. Then the 69-foot by 36.92-foot section that will get split off would then be combined with the southernmost adjacent lot to the east. And this is a lot that faces, fronts Henry Ruff. So the adjacent lot's currently vacant. I believe that the plan may be to put a house there. and do a new build. The resulting combination will create a parcel that's 69 feet wide at the front and 147.67 feet deep. The request has been reviewed for compliance with the Land Division Act. It's in front of you has recommendations from assessing, building, and planning. So with that, I'd like to recommend approval of the lot split and combination.
Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember King.
I move to approve lot split 30427 Elmwood, parcel 35-006-02-0696-001, and combination vacant Henry Ruff, parcel 35-006-02-0696-302.
Support. Support from Mayor Pro Tem Dole. Comments from table.
Mayor?
Councilmember Dole.
Just, Mr. Smith, looking at the map that we have, when this happens and a lot split is requested, do we, what's the word I want? Do we speak to the neighbor at all? There is a house next to this, and it appears that their backyard will be impacted somewhat because there could be a house built there. You know what I'm saying?
So
It's next to their property. Are there concerns taken into consideration, or?
is this the house to the west
Yes.
on Elmwood?
Yes.
Where, so it would be the back part of theirs? I do not know, maybe Mr. Miller knows if the,
I don't know that the neighbors to the west, because that parcel will not be directly behind that house. So the parcel will stop there.
Oh, I know it won't be directly behind
Oh,
it,
okay,
but it
yeah.
will, I'm just curious, because their backyard goes all the way back. So when we split that lot, and a house is built there, then, you've got your backyard, you've got a
Yes.
house here, your house here, and then there's going to be another house here. I was just curious if there's anything in the,
Like, do we notify that homeowner? Or?
We don't, because the parcel's being split in the R1 zone, and the resultant parcel is large enough to accommodate a home in the single-family zoning district. So it'll be a by right use, actually. I mean, we could inform them, there's not a requirement to. I assume, though, the neighbor that is selling off that back portion, they're really close to the lot line also. So I hope they have a good relationship with them already. If you can see that, the house is really almost on the lot line there. So it's a tight side yard setback, so.
okay, I was just curious how that worked. Thank you.
But this is kind of, as we go forward, we're trying to identify where we can put new housing and these kind of side lots, which are really back lots, with the front facing on those arterial collector streets are, I think, opportunities for us. So,
Yep, thank you.
thank you.
Further comments from table. From the public. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Item 5 is another lot split on Marquette. Mr. Smith.
Yep. So this lot split involves the two houses next to each other at 32948 and 32924 Marquette. The proposed request would split the east 20 feet from 32948 Marquette and combine those 20 feet with the existing neighboring parcel at 32924. The split would result in the dimensions of 32948 Marquette being 69 feet by 128, and 32924 Marquette being 104 feet by 128 feet. Both resulting parcels would remain in compliance with our ordinances in code, including the minimum 7,200 square foot lot area. There's a kind of a chart in your agenda item there that kind of shows the new dimensions. The parcel that is giving the 20 feet will still have nearly 9,000 square feet of lot space, even after the reduction of their lot size. This one was also reviewed by planning, building, and assessing, and they did make the recommendation of approval.
Okay, thank you. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve lot split 32948 Marquette, parcel 35-021-02-2157-001, and combination 32924 Marquette, parcel 35-0-01-02-2156-000.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Witt. Comments from table.
Mayor?
Mayor?
Councilmember Hughes.
I have a question in the memo. It has a line in here, and I wasn't clear what that meant. Sufficient information has not been provided to determine the house is legally conforming to all setback requirements.
So I believe that is just, they didn't provide, like, the existing house on there, they didn't fully, that they believe it's in, it may be an existing non-compliant one, but they didn't give any information on that. This one shouldn't necessarily make an effect on that because there's no new build plan for this. This is necessarily just one neighbor would like 20 more feet.
Okay.
One would like to sell the 20 feet, so that's,
Further comments?
I had a question.
Councilmember Dole.
So on the other memorandum page, where it says prior to construction, a legal land survey has to be completed, wouldn't we already have a legal land survey in order to do this?
which department memo was that one?
I'm sorry?
Which department memo?
Inner office?
The little short one here. Where it says the building department has reviewed the app package.
Oh, from the building department? Okay.
It's approved, we're meeting the minimum requirement for a lot, but if they want to build anything, we would require a survey. At this time, they've not made any indication that they want to build anything. And so we didn't require a survey at this time. They just want a larger yard. If they do want to build, then we would require a survey.
How do we know where to split the lot if there's no land survey?
They use the pins in the corner is kind of how they've done it.
Okay,
And if they do want to build or establish a fence, they will have to get a survey.
okay. Thank you.
Further comments from table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Item 6 is our postage meter lease agreement. Mr. Smith.
Yes, so the city currently has a lease with Pitney Bowes that does our postage for all our outgoing mail citywide. Our lease is up at the end of this year. With the new lease, in 2024, the U.S. Postal Service changed the approved technology that they use. The new barcodes are a little bit more secure. It has a little bit more easier for computers to read, where the technology we use is more actual print, for humans to read. So with that, it requires an upgraded machine. The nice thing about our current lease is because we were in the lease when they discontinued the technology, we've kind of been riding on about a 13-month grace period where we didn't have to update our machines. But now with that lease coming due to expire and renewing, we do have to upgrade to the new machine. So that is what has caused the increase in costs over what we're paying quarterly now. The other benefit that we had currently now is the current machine that we have was a used refurbished unit that we got when we entered into it. So with the new technology being less than a year old, there's no used machines out there for us to get. The contract, the terms that we have with this lease, there is a master agreement that's on file with the National Association of Procurement Officers. So that's what the state of Michigan uses for their prices. So it's kind of a nationwide consortium. So we're kind of getting their standard rate for that. So since it is, very helpful to have the machine to run the postage through and not individually put stamps on everything, I'd like to recommend approval of a new 60-month lease with Pitney Bowes for the postage machine.
Thank you. Motion is in order.
Mayor.
Councilmember Dole.
To approve the proposed 60-month lease agreement with Pitney Bowes for a mail center postage meter in the amount of $17,993.40.
Support.
Support from Councilmember King. Further comments from table?
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
Just one question. Who requires the change? You said the post office is requiring it?
Yeah, so it's, the post office just completely did away with it's called IBI technology. Now it's an IMI. I've learned more about that than I need to.
That's all I need.
But it's, they basically said you have to switch at this
Okay,
point.
thank you.
Mayor?
Councilmember Dole.
I just want to note for everybody that it's about a $700 a year increase. So it's an increase, but it's not ridiculous.
Mayor?
Councilmember King.
Do any cities typically, how much do they cost to buy opposed to leasing?
So that we didn't really look into, just because if you buy it, like if we bought it and then they change technology, then we're stuck with a unit that we'd have to go buy another one on. So that's kind of the nice thing with this is, if 4 years from now, the post office is like, oh, by the way, we're changing our technology. At the end of that lease, we might have to upgrade again, but at least we're not having to buy a brand-new machine.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Further comments from the table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, item 7 is the Police Department Vehicle Auction. I will call Police Chief Bob Arnosky.
Tonight I'm here before you seeking approval to sell some used police vehicles that no longer being used by us. In the past, when we've come up with our vehicles, we've found that auctioning them off has gotten us the best price. And so I'd like to do another auction. They're all used. And I guess if you know the Garden City system, it starts its life as a patrol vehicle. It goes through its life probably 3 to 5 years as a patrol vehicle. They get recycled into the Ordnance Bureau. It then spends the rest of its life in the Ordnance Bureau. If it's lucky and escapes the Ordnance Bureau, it then becomes what I call a school car, and we use it when the officers have to go to training out of the city, or if they have court downtown, or they need to travel somewhere, we use it for those. Currently, we have a large supply of cars, so I'd just like to look at that.
Motion is in order.
Mayor?
Councilmember King.
I move to approve the sale of the vehicles listed on the attached sheet currently in the possession of the Garden City Police Department. The sale of each vehicle will be conducted by the Chief of Police or his designee for fair market value through an auction process.
Support.
Or from Councilmember Witt.
Mayor?
Comments from the table. Councilmember King.
Do we have an idea of how much revenue this will bring in, auction off 8 vehicles?
Because it's an auction and it's vehicles, I couldn't really give you a fair price that would be accurate. I've been quoted anywhere from 4,000 to 9,000. 9,000 being like really out there, but they did get one to come through at 9,000 and so forth. I would hope that we maybe can average a 3,000 mark per vehicle, but again, I can't put a number on it because it's just,
And there's 8 vehicles, so.
yeah. And I'm just seeking permission tonight to sell them. I can't say that I'm going to put all 8 at one time. I want to hold on to the few and just slowly see how this process goes. And also, in case we lose one, we still have one to pick from. So,
Thanks.
Councilmember Dole.
Is the public, will the cars be available for them to inspect?
yeah, from the way I understand the process, I've been talking to different auction companies. They handle the process for us, but they do make visitations available. They would contact us before sending anybody out to look at one.
Thank you.
Further comments from the table? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, Chief. Okay, item 8 is just to call for a public hearing on mobile food vending ordinance.
Mayor?
Councilmember Witt.
I'd like to make a motion to call for a public hearing for an ordinance amendment to Chapter 119.079, mobile food vending for Monday, October 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
Support.
Or from Mayor Pro Tem Dold. Comments from the table. This is just on calling for a public hearing. From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. And this is, item 9 is calling for another public hearing for the 2025 Neighborhood Stabilization Program. Councilmember Dole.
I'd like to motion to introduce the tax foreclosure property conveyance ordinance and call a public hearing for Monday, October 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. for the sale of 2061 Inkster Road to HP Snap LLC.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Karafotis. Comments from the table, and again, this is just on the call for the public hearing.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
Tim, should we hold on to this at all with everything going on, or no?
No,
Okay.
we're all set to go forward.
Okay, further comments? From the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. We have no other business, public comments. Call Miss Danielle Valdez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Garden City Council and Mr. Mayor. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. I stand before you, not only as a concerned resident, but as a parent who has faced significant challenges in seeking protection for my twin daughters, A and APZ. That's what I work with my daughter's initials. Against a relentless and malicious agenda set by my ex-partner. As a law student, I have come to understand the importance of proper investigation and the responsibility that law enforcement has in safeguarding families. Unfortunately, my experiences over the past 3 years have shown me a troubling pattern of failures within our local police department that I believe must be addressed. Officer Klein was among the first who failed my children during an interview. Despite my daughters dropping crucial clues about the manipulation and alienation they were experiencing, Officer Klein seemed to overlook these signs. The prevailing belief that children must be taken at their word, especially when they're older, 14, 15, 16 years old, can be problematic, right? We all know that as children grow, they become more apt at navigating situations, sometimes even lying to avoid accountability. While it's natural for children to test boundaries, it is the responsibility of law enforcement to discern the truth, especially when there are clear indicators of distress. This failure to recognize the signs has not been limited to Officer Klein, but Detective Culver. It has been a recurring issue with multiple officers who have been involved in my case. Each time I sought help, I was met with indifference, and my concerns were dismissed.
15 seconds.
My concerns have fallen on deaf ears from officers all the way up to the chief of police and city officials, mayor, and substitute mayor back in three years ago.
That's time.
With council approval, I'll give you 30 more seconds to finish up, please.
Okay.
Approved.
As a result of the repeated failures, I am now forced to direct my reports to the Wayne County Sheriff Department. This is not how our law enforcement should operate. The lack of support and accountability from the Garden City Police Department has left me feeling vulnerable and supported when I needed it the most. Moreover, the overwhelming pieces of evidence that I have the evidence that I have being ridiculed by a Garden City officer on the phone, asking me if I was drunk or high and under the influence. I'm also working with Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy, and I am working with state officials and legislature lawmakers, State Representative Sarah Anthony and State Senator Jeremy Moss, to bring education, training, and more protection to something that is the worst form of abuse that can be done to parents and children, which is malicious parent syndrome, also known as parental alienation. I'm here today to let everybody know that I've been dealing with this, and the Garden City Police have failed me for the past 3 years. I missed 3 years of my daughter's lives because nobody has taken the opportunity to listen to me, nor look at the evidence that I have gathered entirely. This is a problem within our community, not just with myself, not just with my children, but many others, not just in our community, across Michigan and the United States. I'm working with Michigan legislators and lawmakers to bring the DZ Twin Power bill to light. There's already a bill in every state for parental alienation for this exact thing that I've been dealing with, that I've been fighting. Now it's time to enforce it. And I am available for any training, education, or anything else that will help with my initiative moving forward, working with the lawmakers.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another one. And I know I'm gonna mess this one up. Miss Magdalena S. I won't try the last name. And Christopher Grunwald. Sorry about that, Ken.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. My name is Magdalena Schloschenska. And this is, again, it's Christopher Grunwald, and I'm speaking on behalf of my residents at 29500 Balmoral. But I'm going to let them do most of the speaking on my behalf.
Sure.
Mayor? I got 3 minutes, so I'm going to try to make it the best I can here. Okay, first hearing, I believe, I hope you guys can remember me, was July 21st. And I addressed the public health and safety issue that she was having with her drink. July 23rd, I received the denial letter after I came to the meeting, and the denial letter was based on the original claim on April 3rd that I filled out, which I believe that's where Jim Duffy, I believe his name is, he was the one insurance to review the case, the original claim.
Okay.
But that was neither here or there, because the original statement I was speaking to you guys about was the collapse of the arm riser in the road where the tap meets due to the city tree. I have evidence of the city street. I believe that the insurance company also obtained the video footage, the USB drive. It's a 3-hour-long video. It shows that the city's roots grew into the actual main and to the tap. Also, in regards to Tim, Tim reached out to us a few times. We tried calling him several times before, probably busy or whatnot, I understand. Finally got back to us saying DPW will be contacting us, and that was September 8th. That was, we were told, still didn't receive a call. Tim did mention the fact that when we did speak with him, he did say that DPW will be contacting us, and he did speak to the city's attorneys, and they said it's a unique situation, so they have to try to figure something out. They're going to call, notify us, we can come to some type of agreement, whatever it is, mediation on for it. None of that came to fruition. So now I'm speaking in the fact of, I have mentioned it was a health and safety issue, July 21st. Tim mentioned to me that it became a health and safety issue after he called us within so many days of going to abatement, and that's when the city will come out, and if they have to, fix it themselves, and she will be charged on her taxes. That was before any type of agreement I could have. I was trying to schedule a meeting with you and Tim personally, and with DPW, to try to discuss the matter more in a formal situation, because I don't want public outcry due to litigations around it. So just trying to get this resolved. It has been a health and safety issue literally since April 3rd, and it is now, this is getting ridiculous. So she is now a teacher at Garden City Public Schools. She teaches ELA, and she's paying taxes.
15 seconds.
And the main thing is that me, soon to be a resident here, I would really like to just be comfortable and kind of understand where the tax money that is being paid on for it, and knowing that the indirect discharge on the denial.
That's time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, a few more seconds and we'll wrap it up.
So the denial letter did state, City of Garden City at the time did not, if the owner operated or directly indirectly discharged into the portion of the sewage disposal, and that we do qualify for under that circumstance due to the city's roots, the tree roots obstruction, foreign substance also causes indirect discharge. Also, was it under construction or design maintenance or an operation? It was a design or maintenance, sorry about that, which was a maintenance issue because the roots were actually into the main and into her tap. If the sewage line was properly maintained by the city, that would never have been there. The city did come out there at the time when they video footage, did check the main to clear the foreign substance in their area, well, in your guys' area, but not her lateral line, which is packed with roots still from the city street. That was removed, like I said before, within like 24 to 48 hours, I believe, after that. This is becoming a real serious situation, and it's like she's going nonstop to other people's homes to take showers in the morning, to use the restroom. I mean, it's becoming a big inconvenience. We have tried all different avenues. This is the last resort before. I do not want to disrespect anybody here at all. I do not want to go above anybody said to try to get this matter resolved in a proper, timely fashion, and where all parties involved can be at ease for once. This has been going on since April 3rd. And I have pictures of showing the foreign substance in the main, which saying that the insurance company Duffy claims that that was not part of the issue, but in Public Act 222 does state any indirect discharge. Indirect discharge can mean any foreign substance or rerouting of sewage, knowingly or unknowingly. So unknowingly, I can understand that it was in there. They did try to maintain it, did not obviously fix the problem, or could have prevented the problem at the very beginning.
Okay.
So I would really like to cover this matter because, like I said before, $21,000 is pretty ridiculous to
Well,
dig up a road.
I don't know if Mr. Gibbons will address that in his remarks, and if not, we'll get with you and we'll have a discussion at a later date. I didn't know you were trying to get me.
No,
But-
well, yeah, I was trying to, just to keep it,
Well, we'll see.
have a formal conversation about it.
We'll see if Mr. Gibbons has anything tonight or if he has to do a little more, and we will have something back for you.
I would really greatly appreciate it. And like I said before, I'm not trying to cause a problem or any type of issues. This is just getting, and I understand the whole Public Act 222 went over it with, I seek legal advice about it. And so this was the only alternative I can basically do at the moment before I have to go to it further. And also was mentioned about abatement. So Tim did mention that there would be a health and safety issue as when we called him. This is way after the first meeting. They said we're going to abatement and then she would be charged for it. So I want to know when
We'll,
it was a health and safety issue.
All right.
It wasn't really a concern.
I know Mr. Gibbons is well aware of it. I'm a little bit aware of it. Council's sort of aware of it. So we'll get back with you on that. We'll see what Mr. Gibbons has tonight, and then if not, I'm sure within the next day or so, we'll get back with you.
Greatly appreciate it, and I really respect it at this time. Thank you very much for it.
Thank you. Okay, further comments from the public? Mr. Jones?
Yeah, I'd just like to add my voice as a member of the Garden City Kiwanis and the Garden City Lions to urge everybody to come out to the pancake breakfast and the chili cook-off. Because it looks like it's going to be a fantastic event.
Are you cooking or serving?
I'm actually setting up and cleaning up.
Oh. Councilmember Dole said you're the one going to be taste testing.
Till 12.
Okay.
You know, right, Mike? You'll be eating, you'll be doing the taste testing.
Okay, further comments from the public? Okay, Mr. Givens.
Mayor, just on the last issue, when it comes to issues regarding sewers and opinions of our insurer, I leave their decisions to be the ones that hold. I've examined the issue. As far as abatement and health and safety, we have looked at it from that perspective, just to make sure that the rest of the neighborhood isn't harmed based on some kind of nuisance from that property. We're continuing to look at that. It's a unique way of looking at it, but as far as any further comment, I leave that to the insurance company and our DPS professionals. And then really all else I have for tonight is just condolences to canine handler Bruce Shippey and his family on the passing of Rudy, our old police canine, who holds a really dear place in my heart. He was the whole department's dog, really, during the time I was chief. And, he really represented the best of our department. He had a kind demeanor as a dog, but was certainly tough as a police dog to work. And it was just what I thought represented our department quite well in all kinds of different functions and police activities. So condolences to Bruce and his family.
Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Nothing this evening.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Dole.
I have nothing.
Councilmember Hughes.
Nothing tonight, thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Witt.
Oh, there's football tonight, there's nothing.
Thank you. Councilmember King.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Dole.
Sorry, I'm not a football fan. I'm just going to take a moment, though, because I want to offer my condolences also. Rudy and Sergeant Shippey were both great ambassadors for Garden City. Everybody loved that dog. So condolences to all of them, and also to Deb Coletta Schmidt. Her mother passed, and Sarah Rafi family. They had a loss in their family too. So, and that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Karafotis.
I just have one thing. For years, I've been pushing for some kind of ordinance to limit residential rentals, and we're finally making some headway and have found some other cities that have ordinances, so stay tuned because it's coming.
Good.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. I have no comments or further comments other than condolences to Bruce and on the passing of Rudy. Great dog. And with that, this meeting is adjourned.